What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. Let's dive into a little bit of Pittsburgh Steelers talk. Again, glad to see you. What's up, TD? Make sure you're putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat as we move through the show. Let me shut that light off above me because it bothers me having that like one bright light there above me. Hold on. All right, and we are ready. I needed to do that, man. I'm waiting for my computer to fire up. As always, it's a pain in the behind. But anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed the past couple days. We didn't have a live yesterday. During football practice, I had felt like I was doing some drills and I tweaked my damn groin. I feel like so I was not feeling up to doing a show afterwards. It wasn't a kid that got hurt or anything, but the kids I got to say are busting their behind, man, at practice. So that's been really exciting and really cool to see. And yeah, we're rolling along. Football is not far away, man. It's like 74, 73 days, something like that right now as we approach for the kickoff of the NFL season. You look at July will be when the Pittsburgh Steelers start their endeavor, start their journey of finding how to get this thing done here in 2024 and how to right the ship from 2023. And it isn't something that is going to be an immense undertaking in terms of, how they were so bad last year because they really weren't. I mean, they were okay at times. They lacked NFL quarterback play for the majority of the season. They were bit by the injury bug. There were several variables, but that goes into every season, So this one will be no different. There will be trials. There will be tribulations. So that goes for every damn team across the NFL. So we're going to dive into a lot of things here, guys. But I just want you to realize how actually close we are. No, Abe, I don't play anymore, man. What's up, Tyrone Johnson? Yeah, man. I'm a little bit too old to be playing football now. I might break in half if I went out there. I don't know. I feel like I'm in pretty decent shape. I need to quit smoking cigarettes and drinking pop. That's my like two downfalls that I have in my life. So yeah, if I did that, I'd be all right. What's up, George T? But yeah, man, I need to cure some of those little bad habits that I have with that kind of shit. But I get out there and play, man. Play around. I coach a youth team, Abe. I coach a 9 year, well, till fourth grade. So like we get the little ones that come in. I think I get like some 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. But yeah, there's like a wide gap there with the young guys. I coach what is called like the B team. There's like an A team, and then you go to middle school, then high school. So I'm getting them early, man. And I got to say, we've been emphasizing on conditioning right now, but when I do get little bits of time right now, no, I haven't, but I've coached some pretty quality kids so far, but definitely I haven't been coaching long enough that anybody has made it that far. So maybe one day we'll see. But definitely the kids, we've been trying to emphasize, and I think what is very important for these kids, and I've been thinking about this a great deal. What do you want to do whenever you're young and you're really starting to try to play, especially at this young impressionable age? You don't want them to be scared of hitting. And I think that that's very important. Right now, we don't have pads on. Right now, we're doing conditioning and things of that nature, but I still want to incorporate drills to where you're keeping your head up and your eyes down the field. That teaches you that pursuit. And what makes every defense and every person that's attempting to make tackles good? Eyes up, looking for the ball, always paying attention, keeping your eyes forward, and being able to pursue the ball carrier, the ball at a high level. I think that is the most important thing to instill in these young ones right away, especially for defensively. You're going to have kids that are super athletic that are going to blow the top off of you, man, and they're going to take off and they're going to run just because they're gifted, they're gifted. But if you can have a group of kids that move as one, I feel like if they're all keeping their eyes open and they're pursuing in the correct way, I think that's very, very important. Offensively, You find the kids that can get it done, and you feed them, man, and you feed them, and you feed them, and you feed them, and you don't quit feeding them. That's how you do that. But defensively, I think that's the most important thing, and I think it's the most important thing at every level. You've heard many NFL coaches talking about, college coaches talking about that. Eyes up, man. Being able to look forward and not crossing your feet, not being clumsy, being able to shuffle, sidestep, backpedal. I think that's important too. Not being able to put your weight over top of you when you're backpedaling, making yourself off balance, that screws you up, and you need to fix that early, especially when you're 7, 8, 9 years old. I think learning how to backpedal, learning how to shuffle and move, and keeping your face looking forward and pursuing in the correct way is the most important thing. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? What's up, George? All that matters is how hard they hit. If they're afraid of contact early, they're better off playing basketball. Yeah, Abe, that's super important. I gotta preach that, man. And I know some kids are, and that's okay. And I'm not gonna knock any kid for being scared. But my job as a coach, I feel like at this level, is to teach them not to be afraid of hitting. And how do you do that? You teach them the proper techniques. You teach them to be ultra aggressive. And I know a lot of kids aren't nowadays, and that's okay in a lot of settings. But when you turn onto the football field, and you got to be able to turn that switch on, and you got to be super aggressive, because if you're the aggressor and you're the one providing the contact, initiating the contact, even running the football, you're going to have a leg up as a youth football player, because there's a lot of kids that don't want that contact. They're going to shy away from that contact. They don't want none of that smoke, man. And I really feel like that has to be our motto this year on our really small team, and that will prepare them as they move through up into the long, or the bigger kids, into the bigger ranks of their next steps. I think teaching them to be aggressive and teaching them to hit and be real animals out there, but yet to be real polite kids, well-mannered kids. I think that's going to be the most important foundation that we can lay at this young, impressionable age, definitely. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? Throwing those emojis. How do you coach your blocking with tight ends? Last year, we didn't have really any size, so we had to overcompensate in a lot of ways for our blocking. So we really weren't being able to be any type of we weren't able to have any type of complexity to our line and our blocking schemes, and really it was just straight up kind of pick your man and go after him. And that's just kind of the basics that we were able to do. We were playing kids. My son was playing left tackle when he was literally 68 pounds, 70 pounds, and he was small, but yet going against kids that were like 110 pounds, 120 pounds, like big boys on the edge. And I just taught them to have their quick feet, quick hands, keeping their heads up, and just trying to be quick off that first step and initiate the contact. That's just kind of what I was teaching them. I really couldn't get into anything, though, complex, though, in terms of like movements and blocking schemes and anything like that. And yes, this year, hopefully, I think we have a little bit more size. I think we're going to have a little bit more athletic kids on the line in terms of size and athleticism. So hopefully we'll be able to dive into a little bit more of more technique, more lineman-based things, And tight ends, it's really hard because we weren't able to really use tight ends last year, So it was just basically running the football. We passed here and there, and it was super, super simple, man. Super simple. We had a kid that was the tight end per se, but he was small and little too, so yeah, he really didn't grasp it either. So yeah, it is what it is, but you're dealing with 9-year-olds mostly, 8-year-olds, even younger than that, so it's really, really hard to teach them anything like in depth. Beer Malls, what's up? Every sport, the main thing is to pay attention to the ball, defense or offense. Look at the ball. That's where the game is at, around the ball. Absolutely. I feel like you're probably too nice of a coach. No, Abe. Yeah, probably not. Sean, what's up, Mike Drop? What's up, Sean? Let's go, people. Let's hit the shit out of that like button. Thank you. Appreciate it. I know, Abe. I appreciate it, bro. Big Stretch, what's up? Jonathan Stevens, absolutely. Thank you for being here daily. I appreciate it. Make sure we're hitting that like button, guys. We're about 10 minutes in here to the live stream. We're just shooting the shit. We are going to talk Pittsburgh Steelers news and talking a little bit about some of the things, some of the questions that still remain that have yet to be answered. So I do want to dive into those things. Beer malls, the puck, the bird, the birdie, the basketball, the baseball, golf ball, football, soccer. They told me at 5-year-old, you chase that ball. Yeah, you chase football though, guys. You gotta go after the football. That is the whole key, man. Go to the football, and if you don't teach that, you're in for big problems, man. Because you're gonna have kids standing out there, or guys standing out there, hey, what's going on? No, attack, pursue, head up, looking, shuffling your feet, going, man. Pursuit drill is huge at this age, at least that I'm coaching. Jonathan Stevens, wide receiver trade still not off the table yet? No, not yet. And we're going to talk about that. Sean says, did you forget to stretch before practice? No, dude, I do. Yeah, I don't ever stretch, but like, I got to say this. Yeah, Abe says I'm probably too nice to be a coach. Well, no, I'm fair. And I think that's what people respect. I'm fair, and I don't treat anybody differently. But am I a nasty hard ass? No, not all the time. Sometimes I have to be. But no, I try to be interactive with them because I'm not going to go and I'm not going to make them bust their ass and run and do all this conditioning and all this stuff if I'm not going to be the one doing some things and getting involved into the drills with them, because that's what I do. I get involved and I'm kind of running with them with the drills, you know. I'm moving with them. I'm trying to get them involved, trying to show them the proper movements and things. And sometimes I overdo it a little bit because I'm my baby trying to relive my childhood. I don't know, but I try to be involved and try to show them examples and not just preach at them. Beer malls. Ayuk will land in San Fran or Washington, bottom line. Yeah, that could be, man. Right now, guys, you got to look at this Ayuk deal when it's 49ers, Steelers, Commanders. Those are the three teams that are really in this mix, and I can say that with pretty much certainty. But I saw some things out there of other wide receivers, you know, and I've done some research, and there is potential out there for other targets. So that we're not going to just key in on Brandon Ayuk, but we will talk about Ayuk because I think it's an interesting thing that's going on. Russ throwing to DK. Yeah, he looks sharp in that throwing to DK Metcalf today. So, hey, what about it? Yeah, DK Metcalf, though, is an ultra athlete, man. A real freaking monster, dude. And throwing to him is a little bit different than throwing to some other people. Yeah, DK Metcalf is him, and he is something else. He is superior, man. What's up, D? Hey, any advice on someone who wants to get into football, but I feel like I get judged when I go to games? Any help with what I should wear, act, help me fit in? Abe, you play football, don't you? You know, don't be dumb. Sleeper Sports Media, what's up, man? How are you? I need to get back to you. I forgot. Yeah, I'll email you. I've been so busy, man. And this summer, it's like I wake up and I'm doing things. I'm working, doing things, and just getting going every single day. And it's constant, and it just hasn't stopped. He does love the Pokies. All right, guys, let's make sure we're hitting that like button for us. So we're going to dive in here and talk a little bit of football. D says every NFL quarterback can throw the ball well, but not everyone can pick targets, make reads, or throw under pressure. Absolutely. That's the thing. If you're a professional athlete, we know you can throw the damn ball. That's what I get frustrated kind of when you hear him, man. He's out there spinning it. No shit, dude. He's a pro athlete. Yeah, he can throw the damn ball. He wouldn't have made it to the NFL if he couldn't spin it, man. Dudes can spin it. What we want to see is exactly what D said. getting up, making those pre-snap reads, being able to process the defense, being able to look and throw wide receivers open during your reads. This isn't college. Throw your wide receivers open. Anticipation. That's the big thing. And I think that those are the skills that everybody should be watching, not, hey, Justin Fields can throw the super tight spiral and he can throw it 70 yards. Okay, whoopee shit. I want to see you read the defense. I want to see you get up there and make some quality decisions. That's what I want to see. Thanks, Abe. Who would you take first, DK or Brandon A from San Francisco? In my opinion, what I think fits best, Sean, and I think that's a quality question because what I think fits best, if I were building a team, I look at what I have on this roster right now in terms of the wide receiver room. I have a Calvin Austin. I have a Roman Wilson. So I'm taking those speedy, quick step type guys. I got those. Then I'm looking at a guy like a Van Jefferson, a George Pickens, those guys. A little bit of length, big stride guys that may be able to get over the top, maybe aggressive, go for the football, those types of guys. So I got a little bit of a mix here. So what do I want? I want a big body guy, a monster guy, and that's DK Metcalf in my opinion. I want a bigger, physical, nasty guy, somebody that's going to get nasty and crush people if they have to, be super aggressive at the football. I just want a dog, a big physical body. And I think DK Metcalf is that guy. I like Brandon Ayuk. I like his skill set. I think he can be physical. I think he can do some special things. But if I'm just looking at what all I have in that wide receiver room, I think that you look at DK Metcalf, and I think that would be the style guy that I'd be going for. I think you have some of that in your tight end room, but not to the level of what he is, But that's what I'm looking for. A big physical target, a guy that can get in the slot, be ultra physical, be really significant inside of the run game in terms of blocking downfield, really allowing those running backs to get to the next level, but yet still being in there to where you can throw out of those a little bit heavier packages, big physical target inside of the 30, in my opinion. I think once you get in the 30, that's where you want those big physical bodies to be really ultra aggressive. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, I was just going through. You guys was talking, so I was trying to get back down. I agree. I'd rather have DK. Also, smallest D1 in the country. Are you going live during the debate? Nah, I'm not doing no call politics stuff, man. Absolutely not. No politics here, man. All right, guys, let's make sure we're cracking the shit out of that like button here on Steel City Live, only on Mic Drop Sports. I'm Jason. I'm your host every weekday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for Tuesdays. We're going to aim for 8 p.m. I have youth football practice right now. Guys, once we start real youth football like every night in practice, I will say we'll probably adjust the time to a little bit later. We will probably be itching toward a 7 o'clock start or 7:30 start every night, which is okay. So we adjust a little bit throughout the year just in time, and time-wise. So we'll figure that all out as it approaches and gets going a little bit more. But we will adjust and overcome as always. But let's get those likes up as we move through the show here. I appreciate it. We're talking Steelers. We're talking football in general. And the Steelers aren't far off from being at Latrobe, starting to report. Things are going to heat up, and there's a lot of questions, guys, that still remain. I want to talk a little bit, too, about Justin Fields real quick. What do you think about this guy? 1-year guy? One and done? Here's the real thing. Do you think the Steelers are really interested in paying him? Because if you're Justin Fields, what do you think? And I saw an article, and I can't remember who wrote it today, and they were talking about if you were Justin Fields, how would you feel if the team says, hey, we're not paying that, we're not committing to a fifth-year option? That's significant money in terms of quarterback fifth-year option. So that's a significant payday, $20-some million, for 1 year. The team says, no way, we're not doing that. So if you're Justin Fields, that probably nicks your armor a little bit, knocks you down in the confidence range a little bit, that they really don't think that you're the long-term answer definitively. But do you really think the Steelers are going to give him any type of monster deal here this offseason? No. I think that if Justin Fields wants to stay with the Steelers, which maybe he won't or want to, is going to have to take a deal that is far less than probably what he wants. And I have to agree with the person that wrote this article. It's going to have to be very incentive laden. It's going to have to really have some big bonuses for reaching milestones in terms of on the field actions. And that's just what it's going to have to be. Because you're not going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers commit big dollars to this guy for nothing. He hasn't proven anything, really. I get that. If Justin Fields, though, signs one of those cheap deals, again, I have to agree with this article, the Steelers would really be winners in it because, if he goes out there and just lights the world on fire and the Steelers sign him to a 2-year deal that's very team friendly, that they're not really committed to big dollars for him, that's a win-win for the Steelers, Is Russell Wilson that guy you would want to go with? You have a quarterback room, guys, that could be in serious flux yet again for 2025, that could be totally wiped clean yet again in 2025. Is that something as a fan that, you're pissed about kind of deal? Would you like to see a more long-term deal involved with one of these guys? Hold on, guys. I got to move this bird. It's driving me crazy, and I'm about to just kick the cage over because it's driving me nuts. All it does is... Hold on, guys. All right, you got to move, bird. Goodbye. All right. No, guys, sorry. I just had to move it over. It drives me absolutely crazy. So, yeah. I wanted to look up something too, but yeah, we were talking about the quarterbacks, and is that something you guys just shared to my Twitter? Thank you, Sleeper. Do your players have to be Steelers fans? No way. I don't know if you're ready for that, Abe. This is the fucking big leagues, bro. I don't know if you're ready for that. Have you seen his house? He could accommodate all of us. Yeah. Maybe in this room. This room's big. You're the one that said, you guys are nuts. I make hella cash on you? Dude, I don't make no bread on here, bro. I don't make no bread on here. Please don't think that I make some money, man. I do not make any money, really. I make a few $100 here and there, bro. That's it. During the season, I'd probably make a little bit more, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. I wish I made hella cash off you. Because I bring it, man. I do my best every single day. I couldn't move to Oklahoma, bro. Hell no. Steve Pickering re-signed Wilson, try to trade Fields, get a pick back. Fields isn't smart enough, doesn't have the tools. Yeah, I'm not big on Fields, man. I'm not big because I think he has a lot of deficiencies. Now, athletically, I think there's some upside there, but I think you're right. I think the tools aren't there in terms of intellect, in terms of processing. And that's his biggest deficiency, man, until he fixes that. And I as a general manager from any team, I couldn't see making any giant commitment to him. I think that he has to realize, too, himself, that he has to come out and prove a little bit. You get that gift of being drafted. You get that gift of, hey, we've not seen you ever play at the NFL level, but we're going to draft you because we like you. We think you have tremendous upside. That ship has sailed now for Justin Fields. He's going into that second deal. The rookie bullshit is worn off. The young shit is kind of worn off. Now it's time to start producing. And until you can put some quality shit on tape and you can start to really get yourself looking like an NFL quarterback, no one can commit monster dollars. Now, there are some dumbass teams out there that do that kind of stupid shit, all off of upside, all off of potential, all off of a guess, really. And those are the teams I feel like that, they might strike lightning in a bottle here and there, but they're not consistent. So, yeah, I'd say maybe move on unless you can see him do some big things. Russ goes down, you put Justin in, he comes out there, lights the world on fire. Hey, man, do what you got to do. Sign his ass, I guess. Make that money. Make that money appear. Figure it out. Steelers Nation. What's not to love about Steelers Nation? To the breathless beer malls. Steelers are waiting to see what happens with Russ and Justin. Ball is in their court, though. Kind of smart Steelers move. Two quarterbacks with something to prove. Whomever is better, we shall see. Yeah, beer malls, and I think that is a smart move. However, whoever does come out and emerge, whoever does emerge, one of them, if one of them even does, emerges as that guy, that big season. They have that big year. Then the Steelers now are kind of pinned a little bit because now they're going to be committed to really competing with other teams because other teams are going to see that good season and they're going to want to sign and they're going to throw some money out there. So the Steelers will end up having to pay. So, I mean, it's a two-sided sword there, man. Yeah, it's going to be tough. You love your bird. Not that bird. Miss Pittsburgh, waving them towels. I love it. It is the best Steelers channel around, Abe. You are right about that. This is the best Steelers channel. If you want real, you want authentic, you want no big box media bullshit, Mike Drop Sports in the live stream every day, Steel City Live. This is your place to be. Also, draft someone if someone is there. Yeah, here's the thing with these quarterbacks, guys. They are highly overdrafted a lot of the times. And yes, it's very important. It's the biggest and most important position on a football team. It gives you, you gotta take a big risk sometimes. I get it. But I think they're highly overdrafted. I really, really do. And you look at a ton of the guys that were drafted this year. When one or two started going, the run started. And I think a lot of guys were overdrafted in this draft. I think Penix was a mistake by the Atlanta Falcons. I think Caleb Williams is going to be a monumental bust. I think the only the real one that really hit at the top end of this draft was Jaden Daniels to the Washington Commanders because I think Jaden has that it factor, in my opinion. I think he's going to prove to be pretty damn good. CH says, you think Washington is going to get more targets this year? I would hope so. But it's yet to be seen. We need to figure that out, yeah. And I really hope that Darnell does get some targets, man, and becomes a little bit more of a key player inside of this offense, especially under Arthur Smith, because I know that he enjoys those bigger bodies and that he really likes to get those guys involved. And I'm thinking that there's a better chance than last year that you start to see him. Does Pat Freiermuth have a successful season? How many reps does he eat up because he's having a phenomenal year? That's going to be a big question because, if Pat's on fire and he's really rolling and he's doing well, that's going to take a lot of reps away from those other guys, which is okay with me. But I definitely think you're going to see a lot of Darnell Washington inside two tight end sets. I think that's where you're going to see him the most. And then I think you'll see him spell the Pat Freiermuth if Pat can stay healthy. If Pat's out, I think you'll see a lot of Darnell. And then you could see those targets really increase. The guy I really have high hopes for is Connor Hayward. I think as an H-back, wing-back type guy, I think he's going to be pretty good. But we'll see. Here come July 24th for the 57th year at St. Vincent's College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. One of the best training camps in the entire NFL in terms of atmosphere, in my opinion. It's going to kick off, and you are going to see this team start to build, man. Let me see. The first practice open to the public will be held Thursday, July 25th at 10:30 a.m. Things will get interesting then when the pads go on, and the first padded practice will take place Tuesday, July 30th from St. Vincent's College in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. The Pirates let Cincinnati's ass up 2 days in a row. The Pirates are a finicky bunch, man, right now. They have excellent pitching, but we'll see what happens there. James Washington going off this year. Yeah, he ain't even in the NFL. Where's he going to go off? Beer Malls is going to the Chargers Steelers home opener. Just adding this in there. My buddy got us tickets. I'll hit y'all up. Awesome, man. Maybe we can get together for a brew. Justin Jefferson forever. What's up? What's up, my man? How are you? Love the stream. This is a recommended stream to watch. Keep up the work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. What's up, Danny George? Beer Miles, me and my brother and mom. That's awesome, man. Am I liked or disliked in Pittsburgh? Thinking about visiting soon. Abe, I don't think you're on anybody's mind, buddy. The Giants Monday night game. That'd be a cool one. Pittsburgh is top-rated city these days, economically and quality of life. I live in here. Yeah, Pittsburgh is definitely on the up, man, in terms of quality of life, quality of living, things of that nature. World-renowned hospitals there. Yeah, definitely a cool vibe right now in the city. Steve Pickering says, I honestly don't think Russ would want a huge payday. He's probably looking at his legacy. I said that a while ago too, Steve. I thought that that's more what Russ is aiming for. So maybe he's still going to demand some money. Maybe you could get away with 30 mil. That would be all right. If Russ is on fire and playing really well, I'm not opposed to giving him 2 years, 60, million. I think that that's still a fair wage in terms of quarterback salary. Now, do I think it's a fair wage in terms of just regular life? Absolutely not. I think it's ridiculous. But yeah, in terms of the NFL, $30 million for a starting caliber quarterback that could potentially get you to a Super Bowl, that has played in Super Bowls, that has that veteran presence, that can get the job done, that you can trust. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Hey, I don't think anybody would recognize you at all, buddy. I don't know, man. I don't think you got to have like security or anything. I think you'll be all right. August 18th or August 16th. Yeah, dude, if you guys, any of you guys, though, for the immediate future, if you're going to training camp, I will post the days once I figure out what days I'm going. I'm going to have to look at the schedule here and try to figure it out. But I will post like when I'm going to be there. Again, I would like to meet some of you guys, and I would like to get you on the channel. And like I said, I'm going to film some content there. I'm going to do like maybe if I meet some of you guys and I get to talk to you guys, I'm going to do like, hey, some questions and things of that nature to get your opinions of, hey, what's this guy doing? What do you think of this or that, in terms of the team? And I think that'll be a cool way to get you guys incorporated. And I'll make little clips and maybe make one big show full of a bunch of clips of you guys and doing like questions and answers and things of that nature. And just shooting the shit a little bit. Justin Jefferson Forever says, what do you think the Vikings record is going to be this year? I think it comes down to quarterback play for the Minnesota Vikings, to be honest with you, man. So I think that that's a big, giant variable, Yeah, I know that's the same for the Steelers, too, because, and I did give them a record prediction, but I don't know enough about the Minnesota Vikings, so it's going to be really hard for me to give you a real record prediction because I think quarterback play is going to be so imperative for them. It's just a real year in transition and they have a monster guy in Justin Jefferson, like your name, but can he carry a football team? Can he carry a quarterback and get a young quarterback going? I don't know enough about him in terms of that. So, I could see them being a playoff contender in the NFC if a quarterback plays decent enough. I think they have a solid team in general. Preseason begins August 1st. Yes, Sean, first week. Why did they drop Washington? He had some good highlights. James Washington, I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on there. I couldn't give you a real answer on why they got rid of him. So I'm not 1,000% sure. What's up, Wyoming? Walter Lemley. I wouldn't pay Russ $3 million. That's from D. Yeah, I would. I would if he plays well. Whoever plays well. That's just my opinion. If you're getting a guy that busts his ass and plays well and plays at an NFL level and you get NFL quarterback play, pay his ass. Keep him in the building. That's just my philosophy because they're hard to come by. I've only been back in PA for a year. Been living in North Carolina for the past 20 years. Wow. I like North Carolina. I like the Carolinas. Danny George, going to have to roll up to Cheat Lake, help you get your Steelers room going. Yeah, Danny, I do need some help. I just haven't had time to work on it, guys. And I might have a family member moving into actually this room. So, one of my elderly family members. So that might be going down. So we'll see how that goes. But I might have to readjust my place here. My ancestors are from North Carolina. Hey, I like North Carolina. I like South Carolina too. Beer Malls, North Carolina was my home. Beer Malls, they like they say, Russ is at the Last Chance Saloon. Yeah, he is. Zines, signs, go lines, just sub. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Steve Pickering, I'm kind of surprised nobody has brought up trading Highsmith because if Herbig is what they think, a move would probably be made instead of losing him for nothing. We'll see. I brought that up a long time ago last year, actually, Steve, and I thought it was something that could have actually happened. And I definitely feel what you're putting down there with that because I think Nick Herbig has the potential to be a superstar there. But depth is the key, man. And depth is something that you really have to pay attention to. And you have Alex Highsmith locked up. You're paying him some money right now. You have TJ Watt locked up, paying him a lot of money right now. So, yeah, it just depends on what you're going to do there. But again, depth. That's the thing. And I don't think the Steelers are willing to separate from those three guys, at least right now. It is coming fast, Miss Pittsburgh. Absolutely. I just don't think he's going to play well. I could be wrong. Yeah, we all could, man. One way or another, we're going to be, somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong, but that's the beauty of it. That's the whole reason why we sit and gab about it, and it is going to be exciting to watch, definitely. All right, guys, let's get those likes up here on Steel City Live, only on Mic Drop Sports. I'm Jason, your host. As always, we are here grinding Steelers content in the dead of summer, in the shitty spot of the NFL news cycle. And there are very few real dead spots in the NFL news cycle, but this happens to be one of those times. But you're seeing a lot of talk about Brandon Ayuk talking with the 49ers. Now, I'm not talking about coming to the Steelers, any of that shit. I know that. I know some people get ultra sensitive about it. It's just talk. We're going through the situations. It's not Jason saying it's definitively going to happen. Don't worry about that. But you've seen what's going down. So you wonder to yourself, is he going to be moved? It's kind of getting crazy out there. There's Twitter shit. There's all this stuff that's going on with Ayuk out there. And they've offered him some big dollars, according to reports. Now, is that true? I don't know. Nobody really does, in my opinion. But if they offer, if those offers are true, what they offered him, those are big dollars, man. Is Brandon Ayuk that guy, 30-some million plus, You'll see. Who knows? But that is an interesting development out there. So I anticipate him being moved. I really do. I definitely do. Because here's the thing, guys. They're going to pay all these wide receivers, have a lot of money tied up into that, and then their quarterback will be coming due for some money here before long, and then they're going to get rid of him anyway because they're going to have to clear some cap space. Why go and sit there and eat a bunch of dead cap money and put yourself in a compromising situation when you can start to prepare for that now and start to figure that shit out now? You drafted at the wide receiver spot with Pearsall Jr., I think his name's Pearsall Jr. or Ricky Pearsall or something like that. But you drafted, you prepared for that. So I'm thinking maybe getting out from underneath that is probably your best bet. I mean, keep him for this year if you want to. Make him play for that $14 million. Steelers going 9-8 this year and 6 seed, losing in the divisional round to the Bengals, and I think the Steelers will win the Super Bowl in 2032. Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. I'll say the Steelers go 10-7 this year, or 11-6. That's kind of where I like them, and I think that they can win some ball games, man. I don't foresee the Bengals beating many people, because I think Joe Burrow's health is a concern. I think he gets weird, fluky injuries, and barring some significant luck on his part, I think he'll probably be flopped out again in a sweatsuit. Like, I think Deshaun Watson will be somewhere standing with a clipboard and a sweatsuit with a little earpiece in. Lamar Jackson, maybe he'll hold up. He did last year. We'll see if that happens. But I think the Steelers can contain him too. I could see the Steelers dominating the division yet again. They went 5-1 within the division last year. Wyoming says, Walter Lemley, Jason, what are you hearing about Dante Jackson? That he's a real speedy guy, that he was a quality move, a quality acquisition in terms of what people are seeing now. But again, it's football and shorts and a helmet. But personally, I'm excited about having a veteran presence across from Joey Porter Jr. that's young enough, speedy enough to be able to handle his own in terms of athleticism. I really like that. I like the move, and I think with better safety play behind him, I think with better pass rush that the Pittsburgh Steelers have, I think you'll see his numbers improve statistically, being with a better defense as a whole, as opposed to what he was in Carolina. And I know there's some statistics that are cause for alarm, that are concerning. But I'm not going to really hold that against him right now, because I think playing inside of a better defense really improves those things, especially if you're a quality player. And I think Dante Jackson is just that. A lengthy guy, a speedy guy, a guy that can get it done, a guy that's proven that he can get it done. So we'll see. Beer Miles just got family in PA. My twin brother passed away like 3 years ago. I'm like, I'll go hang with my mom and younger brother and sisters. Man, sorry to hear that, man. Prayers for you guys, man. That sucks, losing somebody that close. It's just tough. And that is a good thing you did, Beer Malls, going and supporting your family and being there for them, because once you lose somebody, they need that support, definitely. Wyoming, Jason, love you, brother. Good man. Got to take care of mama. God just smiled. Well, thank you, man. Love you guys too. Appreciate that, Wyoming. Oh, man. That's a troubling thing in this world, man. That sucks. And it gets a lot of people, man. And it happens to a lot of people, beer malls. It's just, it knows no bounds, man, and it's a very scary thing, especially if you're raising children in today's world. It's very scary, because one bad one bad taste, man, and it's over. Your life's done, you know? D says football news is going slow. It is, D, very slow. Wyoming, the Steelers will win the Super Bowl in 2026. Patience, Pete. I think that there's a window open, but it's going to be dependent on quarterback play. I think the defense is in place. I think special teams is going to be good enough. I think the offense has some good pieces. So I definitely think that there is a coaching staff also, I think, in place that could get it done. I think Mike Tomlin has some major adjustments he needs to take care of this season. I definitely do. But I think as a whole, I think the building blocks and the foundation are there, because I think the offensive line is young and has the potential to be really good. The defense has the potential to be really good. So there's definitely some pieces there to open a window for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Walter, they'll have to get past the Mason Rudolph-led Titans. Cheeseburger Walrus, Yinzers. Yes, the truest fans, the Yinzers. I love being a Yinzer. I'm not worried about Russ at all. I think he'll be fine. He'll be really good with the addition of Brandon if they get him. I think he'll be okay without any addition of big name wide receiver. I think people blow that far out of proportion. This isn't fantasy football we're playing, guys. This is real football. Let's take a look at all the variables. That's what I'm asking. I think they'll be okay. I really do. I think we get hyped for certain things, and I can see it because I get excited too, man. I get super excited for possible big moves. If Brandon Ayuk would come to the Steelers, I'd be pumped about that. Now, Do I need it to happen? No, because I don't feel that it's an absolute definitive hardcore need. That's just my opinion, but there's several out there with differing opinions. And you get the big box media, they're going to push things down your throat and make you believe the sky's green, you know? So you got to look at the team on your own and really break it down. But hey, if they get him, I think it'd improve any quarterback, to be honest, because he's a real stud, no doubt about it. Wave that terrible towel. We won Cincinnati and we will kick ass. I think we'll beat the shit out of them Bongles. Hey, they got the hooday. Sorry, I'm just getting through. You guys were talking back and forth, so I'm just getting through. Wyoming says agreed on D Jackson. I think he'll be all right. D says, I think Russ is less important than TJ. As TJ goes, so does the Steelers. So true for the defense. No doubt about it, man. It definitely is. And that proves his worth a lot to me, D. Definitely. You know, when he's missing, the Steelers are misfiring, man. And it's very evident. So, yeah, TJ is ultra important. No doubt about it. But the offense got to have a leader this year, man. They have to have it. They have to step up here. And the offense has to start being able to support that defense a little bit. They have to be able to score some points. And if, you know, say this offense resembles what it did a little bit last year. If you're Mike Tomlin, what do, man? Do you go and fire everybody and redo this room again? You know, what do you do? That's going to be a real question because Arthur Smith is going to be under some pressure. This Steelers offense has floundered for many years. Even the last part of Ben's career, it stumbled. So there's some big weights on Arthur Smith right now, and big pressure on him. And I think the Steelers have to produce on offense because otherwise Mike Tomlin looks bad yet again, you know, with hiring somebody. I don't know, with hiring somebody. Beer Malls, any thoughts on the Hard Knocks late season edition this year? I don't love it. I do love it. I don't love it for the team, but I love it for the fan, if that makes any sense. You know, I think it's going to be a little bit, maybe, hopefully not, but it could potentially be a distraction for our football team. But I do think Mike Tomlin can control that. I do think that he's a good person for that kind of stuff. Hopefully that he doesn't allow those distractions to really grapple this football team and take it down and drag it down. But again, my thoughts are, and I've shared this, I think people show out for the camera sometimes. I think people aren't authentic sometimes. I think they try to be extra, you know, and I don't like that. Just be you, you know, shit. If people don't like it, they don't like it. Oh, well. Yes, AFC North edition. Ravens over all the AFC North, duh. The Ravens, dude, who finished 5-1 last year in the division. I'll wait. Crickets? Yeah, Scott, I'll wait. Beer Mall, see Joe Burrow, like I said, wears a fur coat. He's at Fashion Week. Burrow, the only fashion you're going to be wearing is dirt on your jersey after Watt annihilates you. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Some of these guys, they're soft, bro. Here's the thing, too, guys. You look at all these teams and you say to yourself, man, you know, the injuries pile up. And it makes me wonder this. Why aren't you hitting more? Why aren't you being more physical in the offseason, at the training camp sessions, hitting all the time? You got to build your body up to being used to that, you know? And I think that is a major downfall for some of these teams. What, week 10, week 7, whatever. You're just finally getting, you know, used to being hit, and you're finally getting used to getting enough reps to be good and efficient and aggressive again. You need to be hitting in the offseason. And I think the NFL does a disservice to some of these teams. And I think that's why you see a slow start from some of them, is because there's so many limits on how many padded practice, how many times you can hit. These guys make millions of damn dollars a year, dude. Practice them as much as you want. Get them out there. Get them ready. Get their body ready. Get it in tune. Get it used to being hit, dude. And you got to get your body used to being flexible again, too. And that comes with hitting, getting bent up in weird ways and shit. Get yourself conditioned to playing damn football, not flag football, not football in shorts and a helmet. You got to get used to the hitting, man. And that is so damn key. And I hope Mike Tomlin comes out and is ultra aggressive. Yes, there's a fine line. You could wear teams down and shit. But in the offseason, I think you need to get them fired up and get them hitting and get them going and get them used to it. But during the season, they're getting their live reps. Okay, one time per week, you may hit and go hard during the week for practice. But then you let them heal the rest of the week and get them ready again for Sunday. But they had already had their reps. They're already in tune. They're already ready to be physical, you know? And I think that is a big, big, big issue in the NFL especially, man. Not enough hitting. And I think that's a lot of the reason you see a shit ton of injuries in this league, man. Yes, there's other variables. You're playing with big, fast dudes, man. I get that. But you got to get ready. You got to get fired up. D says Ravens will win the AFC North and lose first round of the playoffs. Scott Russell, who was in the AFC Championship game, no cricket. You got Lamar Jackson. You'll never win a Super Bowl. Name one running quarterback that's won a Super Bowl, bro. A run-first quarterback. And making it somewhere and losing to the AFC Championship game, the Steelers have lost a shit ton of AFC Championship games. That doesn't impress me. What impresses me is these rings, trophies, baby. That's what impresses me. That's what gets you to talk shit, bro. Just saying. Lamar Jackson is an excellent athlete, a premier athlete, one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my entire life. And I don't think he's a bad dude. I think when you see him talk on interviews and shit, I think he represents himself pretty well. I think he does, that he's a good dude. He at least seems like it, at least what he portrays to the media anyway. So I'm not knocking him in that way, but Lamar Jackson won't win you a Super Bowl. And if he does, it's going to be very, very lucky, man. And it's going to have every star line. He is not a guy that can stand in the pocket and carry a football team during the playoffs. He's just absolutely not. And you saw what the Chiefs did to him. Absolutely eliminated his game. My coach would say play soccer if you don't want contact. Abso-freaking-lutely, R8R. Abso-freaking-lutely, man. Wyoming, Jason, I've shared with you before. Minimum faith in Tomlin. We shall see. My money is on what I've witnessed for the last 10 years. Mediocrity. It's hard to bet against it, guys. And that is true. What Wyoming said, what Walter said. It's hard to fathom that anything could be any different this year. It is. And it is tough to have some high hopes, which I have, but you got to dig deep and look for those hopes, man, because Mike Tomlin has failed here since 2016. He has been part of the problem, guys. Yes, if you don't have a good quarterback, you're gonna be shit, man. Probably, it's really hard to win without somebody that's decent at the quarterback position. It is what it is. But Mike Tomlin definitely owns some of this. Yes, he is a Raider. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, guys, we're almost wrapping it up here in about 10 minutes or so, but make sure you're putting any final comments, questions, and concerns inside of the chat. Make sure you hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you do. Subscribe to Mike Drop Sports. We talk football all the time. We welcome anybody. We appreciate the conversation. Sometimes it's maybe not what you want to hear, but we have the conversation, and that's okay. And that's what this is all about, man, to share your ideas, share your thoughts, share what you think about this football team or any football team, and we'll talk about it, I may not agree with you, but that's okay. It's cool. Who cares? We're talking shit. We're talking football. Tomlin needs to understand that standing on the sidelines with aviator sunglasses on like a deer in the headlights will not get it done. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, he does look like a deer in the headlights a lot of the times, especially when it comes to situational football, clock management. There's some definite deficiencies there. Now, is Coach Tomlin a good coach? I think so, but does he have major deficiency? Absolutely, no doubt about it. D says, I had a cheesy vanity plate in high school that said, skate hard. Abe, what does it take to be a Steeler? I don't know. Getting drafted by him, I guess. Immaculate reception, ball touched the ground, LOL. No way, Raider. All right. No way. Wyoming, yep, Beer Malls noted he needs to step up, absolutely. Abe, text Steve Pickering, don't get me started on Tomlin. Matt Berg, what's up, man? Steelers need to start making moves in the draft. Am I wrong? They don't seem to try to trade up often. Need a young QB. Fields is okay, though. I think they have had two solid drafts. Now, I think they've had some bad ones over the years and not or mediocre ones. I don't think they've ever had a real flop completely. But yeah, sometimes they can make some moves, and they've had some moves that didn't work out, like when they traded up to grab Devin Bush. That was a monumental flop. They've definitely made some moves. You saw them in 2023 move up from 17 to 14 and grab Broderick Jones. That was a significant move and one of value, moving up 3 spots, especially inside of the top 20, inside of the top 15. Inside of the top 20, moving up into the top 15. So that was pretty significant. But yeah, they're not a team that usually does that, Matt. And sometimes it's needed, sometimes it isn't. So yeah, it's definitely just going to be a matter of opinion with that. But I think in the last 2 years, Omar Khan, Andy Waddle, Mike Tomlin, and the Steelers scouting department have put together 2 solid drafts, in my opinion. Now we'll see. We need a couple more years to see how they pan out, but I think a second year Joey Porter Jr. is going to be phenomenal. Nick Herbig is going to be phenomenal, in my opinion, in year 2. I think you could see some big moves from Keanu Benton if maybe his position can be adjusted a little bit. I don't know. I still feel he's undersized a little bit. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's some value there in 2023, and the jury's still out here on 2024. But on paper, I think it's okay. Just call a timeout, throw the challenge flag. Beer Malls, Tomlin sucks from A. Beer Malls, like you said, Jason, poor clock management. Yeah, it's bad. His situational football is not good. D says, if I tried to list Tomlin's shortcomings, I'd run out of characters in the chat. Sean Chandler, hey Jay, just like I said, waiting on training camp when we can see what they have. Let's go Steelers Nation. Absolutely, Sean. That's the real telltale. And that comes July 25th. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe, will be reporting 24th or 25th, and you're going to start to see some actual live football with the first padded practice several days later. I believe July 30th. We talked about it in some point in the show here today. So definitely, though, the Steelers got to be ultra focused on being physical and hitting and getting those bodies conditioned to be really physical. And I think maybe that sets you up for some major injuries. And they got to really focus on clock management, ball control on the offense. There's some big issues that they really have to focus on this year and get this team in tune early. I really feel like they need to get that offensive line set positionally early because I think they need to give those guys as many reps as a unit. I think that's going to be imperative. Also, the back end of that defense, I really need to see those guys get a lot of reps as a unit too, as a group, and a lot of rotation there. A lot of young talent and a lot of guys that I think could be significant players with inside of this defense that are new to this football team or just a year or two in. Yeah, everybody's allowed here, Abe. Come on, bro. We are an all-inclusive club here at Mike Drop Sports. Guys, don't forget, we will be doing a drawing, a giveaway here for our Mike Drop Mafia members. 99 cents a month gets you a membership, gets you entered into our giveaways every single month. Cash, prizes, anything. So make sure you are involved in those. Again, that will be coming up July. Hold on, guys. I want to make sure I tell you. July 12th. That'll be our next Mike Drop Mafia giveaway. So make sure you get your Mafia membership before then. Wyoming, nailed it, Jason. Good coach, not great. The next 4 years are it. Hey, we'll see, man. No doubt. Thank you. My problem is Tomlin got a good team. Just make it happen. Absolutely, man. You got some players. Yeah, right. Who would beg for Pickett? He has no guts, no intestinal fortitude. D guy, you believe Tomlin has had a solid OC and forever. Hopefully, Arthur Smith is going to be a huge improvement. Yeah, but he hires those guys, so that's his fault. You know what I mean? That's Mike's fault. He hires them, so not having a solid offensive coordinator lies at his feet. So we really can't say much about that. Beer Mall's huge game is Eagles Steelers. Kenny will be in the sidelines, but I just want to see him in. Yeah, I'd like to see him come in and get fucking waxed, dude, by T.J. Watt or Alex Highsmith or Big Cam. Whose responsibility is it to elevate coordinators? Yeah, absolutely, D. Yeah, it is what it is. Mike, though, got to take some responsibility and accountability. When you're the head guy, it all falls at your feet, to be honest. And that's just part of being a leader, part of being the guy responsible for it all. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this up, and I appreciate it. Again, make sure you hit that like button before you leave. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it as we continue to spread the word of Mike Drop Sports and the show in our daily live stream, Steel City Live. As always, again, subscribe. We are about to hit 3,400, so we might have hit there during this stream. So hopefully we did. We are about to hit that subscriber milestone. So 3,400 is about to be probably hit today. We probably hit it. So that'll be cool. And we are going to inch toward 5,000 before this season starts, guys. So let's make sure we get that taken care of. We definitely need to hit that. No, we are still at 3.39, so we might be pretty damn close. So if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. I appreciate it. There he is, Donald Brown, the best coordinator. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. My voice is hurting, plus I got shit to do. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. Peace. Later.